Good morning, everybody. Okay, so today I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna draw some flack from you guys, but you know what? I'm prepared for it. So today I'm gonna talk about the truth, the myths, and the legends of fishing lures. I feel like it's just the market needs to be turned upside down, so I just got some stuff I gotta say. So bring it in, guys. Bring it in. Bring it in. We're gonna have some fun with it. We're gonna talk down below. We're gonna get wild. So here we go, guys. We're fixing to dive into it. Alright guys, so I'm firmly convinced this is way too much junk. Alright, way too much junk. I've fallen for the marketers one too many times, and this is what has resulted right here. Look at all this stuff. Just like loads on loads. So we're talking about it. I gotta talk about it. Disregard the vodka bottle. Alright guys, so the other day I was walking through Academy and I turned left on the lure aisle. You got the salt water and you got the fresh water and you got the jigs and spinner baits and cheap lures and top waters and you know, you got your soft plastics, you know, you got your bassers and all this stuff. And I was just taken aback. I was like, I don't even know what to pick. There's purple, black, green, yellow, nothing like that I want like the color of a fish. You got things with red heads, blue heads, green heads. You got some with like these little bitty scales like this, long lips, and you got others that are sparkly painted, and then we even got some of these little ones over here, and then we got stuff that actually even tastes like a fish and a shrimp. So I just gotta talk about it. You know, what I noticed is the more I have fished, I realize fish does not care if it's light pink, dark pink, bright white, black. It's like let me just put it this way. Well, probably when I go out the most, I take 3 lures, okay? I'll take something to fish on the bottom, something to fish in the middle, and something to fish on top. And I usually don't even care about what color it is. You know why? Here, I'll show you a perfect example. You see this lure right here? Okay, I'm gonna fish. I'm gonna put it up there so you can see it, all right? You see this lure? All right, this lure, let me tell you a story about this lure. I've been fishing with this lure for probably 2 years. This exact same lure. All right, you see there is like almost no paint left on this bad boy. But there is something to this bad boy. This is just a bomber lure, right? One of those like ones from the bait bonanza at Walmart. And I've caught so many bull redfish on this bad boy. Most of the videos you saw last year on this channel was just from this bait right here, okay? There's like no paint left on it hardly. Like, it's a rusted hook with, I mean, this one I put on it afterwards because the other one got bent. And this one is the original and it's rusting out. And I bet you it's still got a fish left in it. But what I'm getting to, guys, is that a marketer, since I'm a marketer in real life, I realize that 90% of all this junk is a marketing ploy, okay? And we have fallen for it, and you don't have to spend $20 on a lure to catch a fish. For one, they're probably not hungry if they're not hitting it. It's just not your day. I usually go out there, I take my 3, I give it my best bet, and if I don't get a bite, I head to the house. I'm going to Whataburger, or I'm going to, you know, pick up another sport for the afternoon. Let me show you something. So this lure right here I bought for like $1.50, and I've been fishing with it for a long time. It's hit bridge pilings. I've learned how to work it in deep water, shallow water, how to count and let it fall. I've learned how to work it from the bottom up, how to make it flutter. I learned how to work this thing a lot of different ways. And for bull redfish, this is like the biggest bomber. I mean, it's like a 1.5 ounces or something. For bull reds, it kills them. And it was the cheapest bait in my box. Even cheaper than these gotchas right here. All right. Like, this is what I usually fish for Spanish mackerel with. But let me tell you, this sucker's like, the gotchas are like $4, $5, $6. Let me show you something that outfishes them all. I gotta find it. 1 second. I gotta find it because this is the mess I made over here. Just give me a second, guys. I'll be with you. I found it. I found it, guys. Okay. This little thing right here. This little thing. Can you see it? This little bad boy will outfish them all. And this thing's 80 cents, okay? It's got a little glitter in the skirt. It's got some shiny thing on the side there. Brant Peacher showed me this. Angler Up with Brant. And this is what he uses on his fishing charters for Spanish mackerel and bluefish and cool stuff like that. They're for 80 cents. You get cut off, it's not a big deal. They come in like packs of 5, right? And you can get them offline and they're amazing. So you got this for 80 cents and you got this one for like $5 or $6. They both work. This one works almost just as good. If they're biting, baby. Moving right along. We got something like this right here, Bait Bonanza, $1.50. And then we got something like this, right? Well, they're tangled. Let's just go with this one, right? That's like $7 or $8. They're almost the same, okay? And to me, if they're that finicky that day, I'm heading to the house. I'm just gonna go piddle on the shore or something. I mean, yeah, this one's got a different mouth and it'll do different stuff. But my point here is, guys, that you don't have to have so many different types. I'm guilty of it myself, guys. I used to collect these things like baseball cards. And probably the reason why I don't now is the hook's rusted out of a lot of them, and I quit keeping them up. And I fished so much that I just couldn't keep them all up. So I kept like 3 that was worthy. Like bull reds for something like this, big topwater bait. This one works. This one works. When they're on fire, they're on fire. It's the hooks that count. Okay, so I have not found that much bigger difference between the really expensive ones and the cheap ones, except for when you get cut off, the expensive ones hurt more. I'm just saying. Now, as far as colors, okay, I have seen guys literally take duster rigs and jigs and they will get superstitious. They get superstitious and they will literally count the red pieces versus the white pieces. I've seen them like count the grains in the salt and pepper. You know, they're doing the same action. One sparkles a little more and one don't. Now, I will say this. I'll go that way when you're night fishing. You know, sometimes you need a little chartreuse for them to see it. Do you have to? Not really. I haven't deciphered the difference in the two, because if you put the presentation in front of them in the right spot, the right water column, and they're hungry, lights out, you got him. But if they're not hungry, and you're not a tournament fisherman that's making a living out of trying to get these guys off the bottom, I would not go and make a huge tackle box like you see here. I mean, and this ain't big. This ain't big. This is minimal. Minimal. I mean, this one right here, I bought, and I have yet to use it for Spanish mackerel or bonita or kings or anything. Now, would it work? Probably. But in a kayak, you don't have time to change out all this stuff. I bring 3 rods, one with a so like if I'm offshore, I got a big trolling rig with a duster or just a bare treble hook with a cigar minnow on it. I got something like this to go mid-water column, and I might have something for the top for when they're up top. Now if I'm red fishing, it's the same thing, except for on the big rig, I'll have a bottom rig, you know, with something that I can get on the bottom, like a jig head with some gulp shrimp. These things work good. I keep them in my kayak all the time. This is the one thing I'll be like a gear junkie for, because these things, you can cut them up, catch bait, whatever. But once I cover all 3 water columns, I'm throwing those, and if I don't get a bite, I move on. I just move into the next spot, or it's not meant to be that day, or sit and wait for the tide to change. So, guys, don't fall for the marketer. Don't think you gotta have a lot of stuff. Keep it simple and stupid. Keep it slow and don't fish too fast, and you'll just get way more hits. As they say in the Army, be proficient with one weapon. You know, be proficient with them and you'll get more bites. It's not the colors. It's probably, I mean, action counts a little bit, but it's more about right time, right place, the right presentation, guys. So just don't get too weird with it. Don't go to Academy and think you gotta have a color of every one of them. Just, you know, keep it the same colors of fish, okay, that they're eating, because if they can see that other fish that's live in the water and they're eating it, they're gonna see your lure that's the same color as the fish that's live in the water. And you're just gonna be able to use that lure in a more diverse, you're gonna have a lot more diversity in that lure, guys. I just, you know, like, this is just me venting. We were talking about it last night and I had to make a video, like this one right here. And this thing, it don't even have paint on the front side. And they're still hitting it. You know? It's a mythical lure. It needs new hooks. Guys, I remember when I first started fishing, especially bass fishing, I literally went into Academy and spent like hundreds of dollars buying all kinds of random different lures and colors. And what I realized was that I went like full spectrum from like buying nothing to buying a lot of different everything back to like buying nothing. And what I realized was I was using the same colors over and over again, and it was pretty much the match of the hatch. So I realized that just match the hatch and you don't have to be overwhelmed by all these colors and have all these different colors. I really don't want anybody to think that they don't have the money or the time to get into fishing because they can't buy all these lures, guys. They were catching fish in the old days literally off of pieces of wood. Brant caught a red snapper the other day off of a banana, and he caught a bull red off a Rice Krispie treat. I've literally caught bull reds off Daffy Duck poles with quarter lures. I mean, literally lures made out of quarters with a hole drilled in the back and a treble hook. I've seen guys catch them with bottle caps. I've seen guys catch redfish with literally bare hooks. So like, don't overthink it. Don't get discouraged. Main thing, just get out there and have fun and fish. So I really felt like I needed to make this video to kind of break through the marketing smoke and mirrors and like just let everybody know my opinion, because I'm not afraid to speak out. It gets me in trouble a lot, but you know, that's just me, that you don't have to have all these really expensive pieces of equipment. Like, most of my gear is cheap, stuff from yard sales and pieced together from random stuff. I've tried the expensive lures. I mean, people sent them to me, but I didn't buy them. Every lure I've bought were like $1.50. Like the bait bonanzas and the cheap stuff at Walmart, because I just can't pull myself to buying that expensive stuff. I've been showing you some of these lures I've got here, and this is just a bait bonanza badonkadonk or something. It's like I think it's a bomber, but you can literally see the teeth marks on it. It's caught just as many bull reds as just about anything else, bluefish. It's been in a lot of my videos, $1.50. I mean, these things are cheap, cheaper than actually buying bait. So don't think you gotta have all this stuff. I promise you don't. Just do what you can with what you got, have fun. Get you something that'll hit the top, something that'll hit the bottom, and something that'll hit the middle. And believe it or not, because I can emphatically say, if that's a word, I think that means big, that they all pretty much catch the fish at the same rate. I can just say it. I haven't seen any scientifically proven stuff besides that Banjo Minnow lure commercial back in the day, if y'all remember that thing caught everything. I can't say that on any of these. I have literally got an old musky lure that somebody sent me from like the 1970s that I'll outfish any of these topwater lures. It's literally carved from wood. I don't know where it is right now, but I'm just saying. So literally every piece of fishing tackle I take, lure I take, will fit in a little box like this or in my vest. If it doesn't fit there, I don't take it. That's one thing about a kayak that I've learned. It makes you condense your life and you really figure out what you need and you don't. I literally carried a lot of this stuff around in my fishing crate, and I wound up never opening it. And what happened was the salt would get into these things right here, and then they would never dry out because the moisture would stay in there and would rust everything out. So I realized if it doesn't fit in here and I can take care of it, I'm not taking it because I don't really use it anyways. But that's all I got, guys. I want you to comment down below with your thoughts on lure colors and stuff and the crazy expanse of your lure collection. Share with us. Let's get a conversation going because everybody learns in the comment section. It's like a feeding frenzy. I know I learned a lot from the comment section and from you guys because some of y'all guys are really skilled in this area. That's my opinion. Have fun because you don't have to have a lot of money to enjoy fishing. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. I'll see you guys later. Next video. I just had to get this one out of my system. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Yak Motley. Like and subscribe. See you guys later. See ya.
There he goes.
Down he goes.